opposition, one of the things that we have resolved to look into is that what kind of opposition do we even want to put up on the floor? Is it a senseless opposition or a sensible opposition? So we have to look at those dynamics that as opposition party. That number one, none of us is contesting. So if we want to put a proper opposition, we should be able to look at those sensible opposition issues that we need to look into. So we all resolve that, look, if we really want to give it to the ruling party, what and how they have been able to convince us that, look, this is why they need Tajuddin Abbas, and the reason why we need to support Tajuddin Abbas. And again, looking at the issues on ground, why we were being voted by Nigerians to really give them sensible opposition on the floor on issues that has to do with the well-being of Nigeria and Nigerians, not about the issue of speakership, in as much as the presiding officer will be able to put in his gavel on issues that have to do with laws and other areas. So looking at what we have been able to do is a collective resolve, not that our mind was somewhere. Our mind is where we voted for, and that is where we are going to put in our opposition full force with all the weight if Nigerians did not get the dividends of democracy on why they voted us into power. So our mind was with Tajuddin
Honorable
Abbas.
you left your brother was in the rain.
It's not about leaving my brother. When it comes to national politics or when it comes to issues that have to do with national interests, it's not about brotherhood, it's not about party, it's about issues, it's about ideology, it's about looking at what can we collectively come together.
At what point did you and your team
a lot of
look away from Idris Wase's side?
No, we didn't tell you that we were with any candidate, by the way, as opposition. If you have followed us, we were never at point in time with any of the candidates.
But did you at some point looked at the fact that the North Central, the way and manner, thought, I mean, Honorable Yusuf Gagdi, Honorable Idris Wase, well, all of those who said, look,
if you want to talk
about marginalized. I mean, you are also from Plateau.
No, if you want to talk about the North Central, then which means you personalize it to me. But if you want to talk about the issue of who becomes a presiding officer, it has to do with the issue of the entire opposition. So the entire opposition is not looking at North Central, it's not looking at Southwest, or it's not looking at Northwest. It's looking at who can we be able to trust with leadership and mandate of the presiding officership. But issue of North Central, that is personal to me. So, and the opposition party, if you recall, we have sat down with all the aspirants, even Right Honorable Sada Soli here. We had an interface with him. We had an interface with each and every one of them. So it was, and it is our resolve that at the end of the day, this is the person we can really hold accountable. Because it's better to hold them accountable if they fail, not to go the other way. And if they fail, we say, well, you did not trust us with what we have told you. So now we have trusted them with this. It is now left for them to deliver on what they have assured us and they have assured our constituents. So that is the difference between either it is not central. Again, I've always said that, look, the personalization of regional and zonal politics has been what has taken us aback. But let's look at credibility, let's look at capacity, let's look at who and how we'll be able to deliver the dividends of democracy. But in as much as federal character is key to guide us in who becomes what. But when we don't look at federal character, we now look at a geopolitical zone, which, yes, is a component of the federal character, then we'll be able to fail in that.
All right.
Yeah, but when the cycle goes round, look at credibility, look at federal character, then we'll be able to hit them.
You are the mouthpiece of your group heading into this election, and there are a lot of issues that came up. What would you say was the trade-in or the trade-off for in all of the conversations that you had that made you and your colleagues in the opposition align forces with the ruling APC?
Yeah, basically, one of the things that we collectively looked at, let me tell you, the truth is that maybe it will be the first time that I will tell Sada Soli here, he was among the top contenders that we have been able to look at. And out of about 7 or 8, about 3 to 4 of them came top from our own rating, because we looked at ideology of the individual that have to do. It's not about political party, it's not about endorsement, or tomorrow you would call it rubber stamp. You look about the capacity to be able to carry the house, and institutional memory. And if you look at the institutional memory of all of them, out of the top 3, top 4, you will agree with us that, look, any of them could have been the presiding officers. But zeroing on Abbas have to do with the weight that he already has as the preferred candidate of the ruling party. Because we want to look at the ruling party.
What does he have above the others?
No, we want to look at the ruling party tomorrow and say, look, you were the ones that said Abbas can do this job. And if he fails, if we speak tomorrow, if we oppose tomorrow, we will not be held responsible, because we are doing the duty.
Are you able to oppose him when the chiefs are down?
Well, today he's not 24 hours into office yet. But let me tell you, why not? Why not? Because that is when we'll be able to talk and speak to him head up high. Because, look, you gave us your word. The ruling party gave us your word. And because we are looking at sensible opposition, not senseless, or not because we are the opposing party. So anything that comes from the ruling party, we just oppose.
Even in the face of the criticism that you guys were dogmatic, you just followed suit.
No. We can't. If we were to just follow suit, we couldn't have screened them. Like I said, he is here. He was screened as well by the opposition.
Let me quickly take you up on this, and I'd like you to listen to what the speaker said when he was at the villa today, and it's a major criticism of the National Assembly. And he mentioned it, and he's saying that that is not what the National Assembly, with him in charge of the Green Chamber, will be. Take a listen to Honorable Tajuddin Abbas.